You're right on time for Hope TV Newswatch on the 7th day of October 2025. A very good evening to you wherever you're watching us from, and welcome to the broadcast. My name is Kimani, and assisting with the sign language interpretation tonight is Boniface Morithi. Now we begin with the latest Okoa Uchumi Public Debt Report. Reveals a troubling economic reality. For every 10 shillings the government collects, 7 shillings are already committed to repaying debt. This means a significant portion of the country's revenue is tied up in debt servicing, leaving limited funds for essential services and development projects. The report highlights the urgent need for sustainable financial management as the nation grapples with mounting economic pressures.
Debt repayment has overtaken every other social spending because it is a first charge within our government. And from where we sit, we are seeing this is taking more people into poverty as we enrich a few elites in our society. If you go back to 2013, between 2013 and now, we have revised our debt ceiling several times. The first PFM Act provided for a debt anchor of 55% of our GDP, which is a global good practice. But when we got too close, or I would actually say we went beyond the 55% of our GDP, we thought, let us be wise enough, let's go to Parliament and ask them to give us a nominal ceiling. So they gave us an absolute ceiling, which we actually approached, and I would say probably we passed it. So we went back and told them, bring it from 8 trillion, take it to 10 trillion, hoping that that would help us manage our debt. But then again, we approached the 10 trillion. Now, as I said, we are now at 11.8 trillion. So we thought...
We are calling for a respect of separation of powers. And people may wonder, Alex did hint why we are recommending that NGCDF be wound up and all legislative funds. CDF started off as a good thing that was about devolving resources to the people. But CDF is a big problem to public finance management because every year CDF is allocated 2.5 of the budget. It must increase every year. Yet the only people who can ensure that we have no fiscal deficit are our members of parliament. Do they have an incentive to reduce the budget? Do they have an incentive to reduce the budget? I know this is unpopular, but...
Moving on swiftly, and Busia Governor Paul Otuoma has come under Senate scrutiny over declining county revenue. During a Senate Mashinani forum, lawmakers questioned a sharp 50% drop in physical planning revenue and falling parking fees, flagging possible fraud by county officials. The Senate Public Accounts Committee is now demanding answers on the suspected loss of public funds.
Million prior year, and that year he collected 2.5 million. Where did 2.4 million go? Because if you are doing all those things you are saying, then there should be natural growth.
So if you have brought numbers that show a 50% decline, this is in the 2023-2024 financial year, you should have already asked for an explanation from your chief officer. You can't do that exercise now. Because if you are seeing these numbers for the first time with us here,
no, Chair,
it's very unfortunate.
We hit a headwind when we were told to stop it until we do some further consultations, and that was entry fee for trailers. And if you look, like we have got almost 1,000, or is it 2,000 or 3,000? 1,800 trailers that transit here per day.
Now, Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has urged counties to embrace technology and reliable data to improve service delivery and curb corruption. Speaking in Busia County, Mudavadi highlighted the importance of digitizing public financial management and called on counties to boost their own revenue collection to achieve true independence.
Uganda is our largest trading partner, but Busia, Migori, Bungoma, going all the way, the ones that border, actually benefit least from the revenues that emerge from that partnership with our neighboring countries. Let's see how these very good people who border can be supported, and maybe that's something that can come through this planning model and discussion, so that we can really integrate and give a boost to them. Invest in technology. Please don't remain behind. Don't leave anybody behind. Let us work towards moving quicker with technology. You know, we are talking of, we want to close corruption holes, we want to close mismanagement, we want to close pilferage. How can we continue if we are not embracing technology? We have to find our way into this new digital world. And I want to tell you that some counties are moving. Believe you me, even Samburu has already moved and embraced the e-procurement, and their systems have started.
On to some politics now, and Public Service Cabinet Secretary Geoffrey Ruku has dismissed claims of election rigging in the upcoming Mbeere North by-election as unfounded. Speaking during the launch of a school feeding program in Sianyi, CS Ruku hit back at opposition leaders Justin Muturi and Lenny Kivuti, saying the government has no plans to interfere with the electoral process. He urged the leaders to face the political reality and stop misleading the public.
Wananchi wa Mbeere North wataamuka kwa hiari yao, waende wapige kura, wachague Leonard wa Muthende akuwe ndiye mbunge wa Mbeere North kwa miaka hii ambayo imepaki. Kwa hivyo wewe wacha kulia mapema. Wacha kusema ati kuna kura ili watu wanapanga kuiba kura.
To education matters now, and the Kenya Publishers Association is raising red flags over an impending delay in the printing and distribution of textbooks for senior schools. The association says the government owes publishers a staggering 11.4 billion shillings in unpaid bills, a debt that has crippled operations across the publishing sector.
Publishers are collectively owed approximately 11.4 billion Kenya shillings, broken down as follows: supply of books for grades 1 up to 8, 11.15 billion; supply of books for grade 9, 234 million. We have not been able to settle dues printers who are now owed an approximate amount of 4 billion Kenya shillings. Other affected stakeholders include the distributors that we use, the authors who have written these books, and even the Kenya Revenue Authority.
Still matters education, and a fresh learning crisis is brewing at Dedan Kimathi University in Nyeri County as lecturers and non-teaching staff announce renewed industrial action, compounding an already ongoing strike by academic staff. The university workers accused the institution of breaching key agreements outlined in the 2017, 2021 and 2021 to 2025 collective bargaining agreements.
We have a management here that works and does everything unilaterally without consultation with the union. They treat us like animals. Like we talk right now, UASU officials have been suspended from the university. Personally, I am suspended from the university. Now, and we have local issues to negotiate.
They need to be able to give us leaders who can be able to talk to the union, because if they cannot be able to engage the union, and especially when the CBA money comes.
Well, it is exactly 11 minutes past the top of the hour. Time now for a short break, but immediately after, I'll be back with the business and sports. Stick around.
Hi, my name is Sharon Aitore Wangenye. Thank you so much for being one of our viewers. We truly honor you and appreciate you. We'd love to know how you're receiving us, how your reception is in terms of the quality of the video and the audio as well. So please scan this QR code and give us your feedback. Thank you and God bless you.
There's a world out there searching for hope, and you can help bring it home. By becoming a friend of Hope, you're helping us share the love of Jesus through Hope FM and Hope TV. With a donation of any amount, join hands with us to bring hope and point souls to the transforming power of Jesus Christ. Become a friend of Hope today by making your donation through the M-Pesa paybill number 933933, account FOH. For more information on how to become a friend of Hope, call 0116-212-723 or email customerexperience@hopefm.org or visit www.hopemediakenya.org. Friends of Hope, keeping hope alive.
We have no means and no ways in our own capacity or knowledge to bring someone to Christ. This is the perfect plan of God to bring us to maturity and to become spiritual people that would stand against the attacks of the enemy, the wiles of the enemy, and stood against persecution, opposition, and continue and finish the race. In the same situation, we have to find out what Jesus taught, and whatever is being said, we are not going to run away from what Jesus said.
Going back to the heart of worship.
Whether up the mountain or down the valley, we were created to worship God.
Enjoy carefully selected worship music every Wednesday all day long.
Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
Take it a notch higher with more worship music.
Every Wednesday
is Worship Wednesday.
Only on Hope FM. Listen and live.
Welcome back. You're watching Hope TV Newswatch, and thank you so much for staying with us. Now let's get down to business. And Sanlam Kenya has launched Akiba Plus, a new mobile-first pension product designed to boost retirement savings through easy digital access. The platform lets individuals and businesses self-onboard, offering flexible, tax-efficient plans backed by a guaranteed minimum 5% return. This move comes as Kenya's life insurance sector sees strong growth driven by digital innovation and regulatory reforms.
We have, for the long time, looked at the retirement plans around Kenya. We realized that Kenya, there's a huge gap in savings. It's common knowledge that most Kenyans do retire into old age poverty because of lack of planning. And so as a company, we have decided to sit down, listen to the customers, and say, how do we package and reposition the solutions that we have from the ordinary Kenyan with no limit in terms of minimum contribution? They can set aside some money that can work towards their old age income. So the reason why we have this today is really to mobilize savings from Kenyans, give Kenyans accessibility to savings solutions targeted towards retirement.
Moving on swiftly, and the KCB Group is accelerating its green finance agenda, assessing loans worth over 578 billion shillings for environmental risks last year, pushing its green loan portfolio to more than 21%. The bank also supported thousands of youth and women entrepreneurs and cut its carbon footprint by planting over 1.3 million trees.
I'm glad to see KCB Group continue to support green financing and has so far supported over 160 billion worth of green projects in Kenya and the region. At its best, finance is not merely transactional, but transformational. It bridges the gap between aspiration and achievement, ensuring that individuals, communities, and businesses can thrive without compromising the well-being of the future generations.
We are advancing our sustainability agenda by scaling green and inclusive finance, deepening climate action, and fostering strong partnerships for impact. Our focus is on innovation, expanding green products, as Eric articulated, empowering MSMEs, again with climate-smart solutions, as the panel articulated, and embedding ESG across our operations. As the region's leading bank, we are bridging capital, purpose, and progress to drive Africa's sustainable transformation.
Now, Kestrel Capital, a leading Kenyan investment bank, has been acquired through a landmark management buyout by Theo Capital Holdings, marking a historic first in Kenya's capital markets. The CEO, Francis Mwangi, will continue to lead as the firm embarks on a new chapter focused on innovation, market growth, and expanding investor access, building on 30 years of trusted service and industry leadership. Now, and to some sporting action. Kenya's Harambee Stars have departed for Burundi ahead of two crucial 2026 World Cup qualifiers. They face Burundi on October 9th in Bujumbura before taking on Ivory Coast 5 days later in Abidjan. Coach Benny McCarthy says the team has made tactical adjustments aiming to showcase their growth. Captain Marco Lolunga is confident, pointing to strong preparations and fighting spirit. At the same time, Kenya's Harambee Starlets are intensifying preparations ahead of their crucial two-legged qualifier for the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations. The national side will host the Gambia in the first leg on October 24th at Nyayo National Stadium, with kickoff set for 6 p.m. 4 days later, they'll travel to Senegal for the return match at the Stade Lat Dior in Thiès. The aggregate winner will age closer to securing a spot at the continent's premier women's football showpiece.
First time yangu ya kwanza kuingia senior team, juu si rahisi, lazima work hard na ujibelieve na kuwa na confidence ndio uweze kupata hiyo opportunity. Nataka ni work hard na hizo vitu makocha wanafunza nishike haraka. Walizo najua si ngumu na pia si rahisi, so ni kujituma na work hard.
Guys, go back there, work hard, mpate collab ya senior team, and mkifika hapa senior team muonyeshe what you can have. And me, I'm here today, and I'm so great. I'm thanking God for this far.
Wish our national football teams, that is Harambee Starlets and Harambee Stars, all the best in their endeavors. Well, with that, we come to the end of our news tonight. Many thanks to you for making time to watch Hope TV Newswatch. We really do appreciate the value of your time. On behalf of the amazing team that made this bulletin a success, have yourselves a blessed night. My name is Kimani, and Boniface Morethi has been our sign language interpreter.